Hello everyone, my name's Alex.
My name's Ashli.
Yeah, and welcome to Elephant Den.
Welcome to Elephant Den.
Wow,
Thank you.
awesome.
Are you ready to go?
I am.
Okay, wonderful. Hello, everyone. We are going to kick off this first episode introducing ourselves.
Love
so
it.
you get an idea of who we are. Right?
Correct.
Cool.
Can we both, a big thank you to our friends and family. On behalf of both of us, I mean.
On behalf of both of us.
A big thanks to everyone for their support. We were motivated by our friends and family to make this video, post it, and it feels like it's been a long time coming, a work in progress,
Yeah.
but we're here now, and it feels really good to finally do it.
No, exactly.
So, thank you.
Thank you for seeing our potential.
Yes.
All right, so with that,
Okay.
let's start off with the very first question I have for you.
Okay.
Can you tell me, Alex, in the audience,
I'll try.
what is the purpose of this channel?
Elephant Den represents a space for movie lovers, myself and Ashli being your hosts. I'm a self-proclaimed cinephile. Ashli is a well-established actress.
Well established. I'm a non-union actress in Toronto, that's all.
Well, that's not all. But together with our combined experience and knowledge and passion, we think we could make an entertaining platform and community to talk about movies.
Yeah.
Simply put, where we're going to branch off to, I'm sure we're both very curious.
It's also, I feel like within our friend group, there is quite a few people who like watch movies, obviously, but I feel like there's not enough, and we kind of want to create this like platform to like bring in more people to talk about movies with, because that's what we love to do. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've always noticed myself being the one who will bring up a movie in relation to like a real life scenario. But yeah, even through work, there's so many interesting characters and people, and sometimes the best way we relate is through movies. I mean, that's where my passion started from a very early age. Was movies were a way of communicating with family and friends. My dad was responsible for showing us movies from all sorts of genres and time periods, and with that, it was just a great escape, but
Definitely.
very insightful into different kinds of people, stories, scenarios, which happen every day. It just may be not easy to grasp it in your own everyday life. But
You
first,
can also, sorry to interrupt, but you can also learn so many lessons through movies, right? Especially someone growing up watching films their whole life.
yeah.
It's like, that's where your life lessons can come from.
And that's part of the fascination is it's one of those art forms where you could consume it strictly for entertainment. But then, as you said, you could get some really important lessons out of them as well. And it's just been, for me, at least, it's been the most consistent thing I've loved in art form my whole life. So when you're so sure about something, it just feels right. And meeting you, I mean, we right away found out that we share an interest in film, but we have very different pathways.
I mean, you mean like tastes in film?
No, not taste necessarily. Sure, that too. But I just mean you coming from the acting avenue.
Yeah, like a different perspective on film, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would be great for this channel because you have multiple perspectives, not just one. Right? That's why
It's a blessing, honestly, to share this opportunity with you, and that we are so different and we bring something different to it. I think it makes it much more interesting potentially.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Well, okay, so then you pretty much answered my second question that I had for you, which is, what does film mean to you?
Yeah.
So I like how you said.
Did I answer the first question? I think I did, right?
You did.
Yeah.
The first question needs a brief answer anyway, so.
We're working on brief answers.
We are.
On my part.
We seem to ramble a lot.
It'll happen, I'm sure, but.
So anyways, the next question I have for you then is, do you believe in rating films? Like, do you think films should have like a 5-star rating, and is that something you're gonna do on this channel, like talk about how a film is good or bad?
Mm-hmm. I think the rating structure, it's an interesting topic because, okay, overall, I don't like the idea of rating films on a simple scale, like what you said, 1 to 5 or whatever. I think it's unfair to the countless people who work tirelessly on films.
The amount of work that goes into making a film.
Yeah. The fact that a film even gets made, let alone a good film, it's quite a miracle. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just, over time, picturing critiquing film or judging in that way on a scale, it felt kind of cheap and not very constructive, especially when you're trying to inform people. I feel like there's so much you could talk about before you simplify it in those terms of rating it. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's very entertaining when a film gets bashed. It's made to be
it can be funny,
hilariously horrible. And maybe we'll talk about those things, and each of us have our biases. You know, film is very subjective, and we come into it with our own predispositions and you know, nostalgia. Mm-hmm. So in that way, it could be exciting to learn more about someone and what they find good or what they don't like. But as far as rating it, I don't look forward to doing that, and I don't think we will. I'd much rather go more into depth on how the film was created, maybe some behind the scenes stories, the
some facts about it.
Yeah, the relationship that actors shared with the crew, the director at that time of making it, what was going on with the world. I feel like there's a lot to talk about potentially.
Yeah, the strengths of a film. There's always like something amazing or specific about a film that you can find, right?
Yes.
Like, for example, the cinematography or the acting, which I feel like would be more so my part. I'd probably talk more about the acting in a film. Yeah. Last question I have for you, Alexander, is tell me one interesting random fact about you. It doesn't have to be film related. Just, I want to know more about you.
I think I will keep it film related.
Okay, fine.
Just because it's popped into my head. But I got, so a few years ago I did some background acting. And it wasn't, I was looking for work in the industry, trying to get a foot in the door, because I still don't know to this day what avenue I'm specifically taking in this massive industry. But I thought, why not get involved, see the process. As many people who've worked background acting, they know it's not a well-paying job. You're there for long hours. The best part of it is you get fed.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, in my short time, I had some pretty cool opportunities. And however, being in that process, seeing how tedious it is and long, and there's a lot of the parts you don't see aren't very romantic. The in-between takes and resetting for shots. And how long each shot takes. It was quite discouraging at the time when I was still, this wasn't that long ago, but I just it felt like, do I really want to do this? Like, movie making sucks. And, but, you know, still having this interest in it. And like I said, there's so many facets to it that you could do: pre-production, post-production. You know, for me, it's more about finding a creative outlet.
I understand working on set is not glamorous. And if you've done background work, if you've been an actor on set, it's a lot of waiting around. It's a lot of like, especially for an actor, you have these expectations to meet, and if you don't meet them, like, you're pressured and you just don't feel great, you know? But that's what makes it so worth it, because it's all of this unglamorous, hard work you're putting together. And so, as like, when it's all finally done, the reward is so big, you know, to like finally see all of that put together into one clean movie. Or
the small
whatever.
like splinter that it becomes from the overall experience and work that people put into it. It's a beautiful thing.
It's so worth it.
And I can't wait to talk about your experience as an actress on those, you know, the in-betweens
Projects
and the pressure of, you know, you're preparing. Well, this goes into directors as well, actors, specifically them. You could prepare so much, but what matters is that day that you're shooting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything else is just, you're doing preparation, and that's important, but really it comes down to like
that moment.
Yeah. And that's
it's a lot of pressure.
That's such a delicate thing, and it's fascinating. And you know, movie making overall, I think it's just a bunch of problem solving. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of headaches when it comes to movie making, because you're just dealt with so many obstacles, challenges all the time.
The ability to work and communicate with people, and to problem solve and meet a time frame, like but those things I think are critical. I think that's kind of summarizes it.
But I just want to go back to that last question I was asking about one interesting fact about you. So Alex was a star on the show The Boys.
I wasn't a star. Yeah,
I mean, his 2 seconds of fame. I just want to tell them that, like, you were on a big show on Amazon Prime that a lot of people have seen, and there was like 2 seconds of him in background shots.
A few more seconds and quite a few frames.
That's so cool.
It was cool. Honestly, you go to set. It was in downtown Toronto, and I think it was season 2, episode 7. Sorry, that may not be right, but there's kind of a rally going on, and the main character, Highlander, is addressing the public. So they selected a few, maybe 50 of all the background actors to come up, and we ended up being in the right behind the actors, as opposed to just amongst the crowd. So that was cool, getting selected and having a few good close-ups.
You handsome boy.
Yeah. Oh no, honestly, it's hilarious because you watch it and you could see me overdoing it and like fist pumping in the wrong moments. But
no, your energy was great. I think.
Oh, I was bringing it.
It was necessary for the TV. So.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was bringing it, but it's hilarious, and
it's cute.
What was really fun is because obviously it comes out months later, but being at work at the restaurant. Some random day, and just multiple people pointing out, "Were you on TV last night?" And I was like, that, you know, it's something I never,
it's your, like,
expected.
Moment of fame.
Yeah, yeah. So I had that. It was cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, I love that. All right, well then that wraps it up for everything I have for you. Those are all the questions I had. I hope that gave you a little bit of insight of who we are and what we do. And why we've created this channel for you. We want to conclude by saying, please follow us on Letterboxd. What is Letterboxd?
Letterboxd is an app you could download for free. It's a great way to organize your movie watching experience. You could watch reviews, critiques. You could keep track of movies you have watched. It's great.
It's a good app. Give Alex a follow. He's watched so many films and like put that all in his account. So check him out. Check me out.
Thank you.
I'll put the link below of our names. Also, please follow us on Instagram. We created an Instagram account, which will be a platform for all of our channels because we are hoping to do more than one. We'll leave it at that.
Very good.
And we can't wait to see this community grow, guys. So let's get started.
Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you. You're awesome.